What's more innovative than anything else about what we do is that we use common sense in making decisions. And when you look at a lot of other companies or places where you've worked, it's very easy to look and say, what were they thinking when they made a decision like that? And we hope that as both our crew members and our customers look at decisions as we continue to go forward, that rarely will they ever feel the need to say, what were they thinking?
Yeah, it's going to be on this side of the aircraft. Good morning, welcome aboard. It's going to be on this side of the aircraft.
As the highest funded startup in U.S. aviation history, JetBlue soared to rapid success and growth in just a few short years. The success of this low-fare carrier has resulted in part from their emphasis on customers, and JetBlue's high-touch service approach actually stems out of their original business plan.
Rather than a more traditional mission statement, from the beginning we had defined our 5 values, safety, caring, integrity, fun, and passion, as really being the foundation of behavior and decision making that we want for people to use every time they're interacting with one another or with a customer. So when you think about that phrase of, bringing humanity back to air travel, the whole idea was use those 5 values, behave according to those 5 values.
JetBlue CEO and Chairman David Neeleman spearheaded efforts to create their unique corporate culture, one that emphasizes their airline as a service industry.
A customer is someone that provides you with your livelihood, somebody that you want to delight, you want to make them so that when they think about traveling, they think about JetBlue, so they'll come back and they'll fly us again.
Take each customer and treat them as carefully as you can and make sure that all of the details are right.
We take off, we fly around for a while, and then we land. Wow. Somewhere else.
It's really simple. Help a customer carry something.
This woman was checking in a huge bag, so I took care of it for her. I do that for everyone.
Help them out if they're confused.
A lot of people ask me what gate they're leaving from, so I always tell them.
If somebody's walking around in a terminal, you will see one of our crew members walk up and say, hey, can I help you?
We had just taken off and a woman asked for a soda, so I gave it to her with ice.
So the ice acts as a chilling agent.
It's often little more than courtesy, but courtesy is a really powerful thing.
When the plane is ready to board, I usually say something like, the plane is now ready to board.
Communication. That's what it's all about. It's not rocket science, it's JetBlue. No wonder over 21 million customers have embraced the JetBlue experience.
We started hearing this theme coming back from our customers. They were talking about the JetBlue experience. And we thought, wow, this is the JetBlue experience, but it's interesting that we didn't set out talking about it. It came from the experience of doing business with JetBlue.
In a variety of different ways, Neeleman's approach has been to lead from the front with common sense, friendliness, and a bit of humor.
One of the things that he seems to love to do the most when he flies is to actually hand out the snacks to customers the way any one of our in-flight crew members would. In fact, David flies probably every week and often more than once a week. And it is a regular routine of his that he will start at the front of the aircraft carrying the basket of snacks. Very rarely does he make it beyond the first 8 or 10 rows, because what he's really doing is using that as an opportunity to connect directly with the customer.
Central to the JetBlue high-touch service approach is also the concept of differentiation. That means differences in the quality of service and in the amenities, such as leather seats and free satellite TV.
My plane has direct TV at every seat.
TV?
They also cut out an entire row of seats to make more legroom.
We knew that there would be some shortfall with regard to the available seat miles that would then be on each of our aircraft. But we also felt that, given customer feedback, that there was absolutely no question that it was the right decision for us to be able to make.
When it gets down to basics, JetBlue has one main focus.
I think we're a customer service company, but you can't have a customer service company without having the best people.
JetBlue, this is Pam. How can I help you?
If someone is not directly working with a customer, we're working to support someone who is directly working with a customer. So there's always the idea of how can we do whatever we're doing to the best of our abilities to make that experience as good as possible.
JetBlue manages to find and keep the best people by maintaining strong internal relations through constant communication and ongoing employee training.
It starts from even before the first day the person walks into the place, that we really get started infusing them with this whole concept of a service business. Throughout their training, they get more of it. For most of the jobs that interface with customers, there's a very structured, what's called recurrent training. But one of the things we do that's a little bit different is, rather than only covering the regulatory required information when we do these recurrent trainings, we also focus on customer service, continuous learning, and how do you get better with regard to that.
Take care. Goodbye. Have a good day now. Goodbye. Thank you.
We've built this thing from the ground up with, with such smart people.
Thanks very much. Goodbye. Thank you.
That have been so committed to doing the right things.
JetBlue's innovations also include a firm grasp on efficiency, which is central to their ability to maintain low-cost fares. Part of their approach is similar to other low-cost airlines, such as point-to-point flying. In other words, rather than using major hubs like larger airlines that are then supported by the small spokes of regional carriers, JetBlue has their own route system. More unique is that they traditionally have owned only one kind of jet and used their same fleet repeatedly throughout the day with quick turnaround time in airports, a goal achieved by employee teamwork.
And part of how you do that is by being the kind of company where people don't obsess about job descriptions. I mean, you specifically mentioned pilots helping to clean the aircraft. I'd like to see that at any other company. And the reality is that we've looked to create a culture where everyone sees, I can make a difference, I can make a contribution to it, and it doesn't matter what's my job, what's not my job.
I want to be a pilot.
JetBlue's success in all of these areas has forced competitors to pay attention to the young upstart.
So not everyone gets to fly for JetBlue with their new planes, direct TV, and leather seats.
But son, I don't fly for JetBlue.
No wonder Mom left.
Check us out at JetBlue.
As other companies start to take on some of those traits, that's fine. We have the ability as well to have extremely low costs. So what we've been able to do is find that right balance of treating customers the way they're really excited about being treated and doing it with a very, very cost-efficient model.
But competition has also meant conflict. For example, JetBlue's decision to offer flights from Atlanta drew a huge backlash from both Delta and AirTran, a backlash of increased flights and slashed ticket fares so big that it caused JetBlue to leave the city.
So what ended up happening effectively is that we were not as prepared as we would have needed to be in order to be able to fend off the push that we received from two pretty intense competitors. So we quickly looked at that and said, this is just, it's not a right decision. Maybe the timing was wrong, maybe the decision itself was wrong, but either way, we knew that it was not going to work for us to remain in that market.
Along with their competitors, JetBlue has also had to combat its own rapid growth by rescinding its earlier plan of operating only one kind of plane. In 2003, the company purchased 100 Brazilian-made Embraer jets to expand their flights.
The addition of the Embraer opens up about 800 new markets to JetBlue.
Decreases in operating margins followed the expansion of JetBlue's flight schedules and destinations. Many people asked whether their famous high-touch service could be maintained or, if in fact, squeal to a halt.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand.
How cool would it be if everything ran like JetBlue?
JetBlue plans to forge ahead with their core beliefs guiding an ever-growing business, and their past successes clearly illustrate their grasp of the market. But are JetBlue's competitive advantages really sustainable? Can growth momentum truly continue? We'll just have to wait and see.
we can make the JetBlue experience even better than ever. We can delight our crew members and we can delight our customers, and we can continue to raise the bar on the JetBlue experience to higher levels.
With new planes, leather seats, and DirecTV, we're making the world a better place, one flight at a time.